Hello and welcome to today's presentation. Today I'm going to look at a very important topic. That is teachers' remuneration or teachers' salary. You and I will agree that teachers play a significant role in the development of every nation or every economy. Teachers are responsible for training the intellectual resources or the human resource of every country. And so it tells you that the significance of teachers in the development of any nation or country cannot be overemphasized. But one subject that has become a matter of public concern is the remuneration or the salaries of teachers. Today I'm going to be looking at the remuneration of teachers within the African sub-region. You know that Africa is categorized or classified into 5 regions, if you like, divided into 5 regions, and that is purely based on the geographical positions of these countries. We have the North Africa, we have West Africa, we have East Africa, we have South Africa, and then we have Central or Middle Africa. For now, I'm going to dwell on West Africa. I'm going to dwell on West Africa, how much teachers within the West African sub-region take home at the end of the month. And I have done so by converting such salaries to dollars in order that we can have a better appreciation. You know that teachers are paid with the local currencies of these countries, and so in order to have a better appreciation and a common grounds for comparison, it is important that we have a common currency. And so I have converted how much teachers in your country take into dollars at the end of the month, and I am doing so on certain assumptions or presumptions. I am doing so on the presumption or the assumption that the teacher in question, or these teachers I have compared, teach in secondary schools or senior high schools. Good. And then I am also not going to look at the purchasing power parity of these teachers. What I mean by purchasing power parity is that, for example, in country A, a teacher may earn £400 at the end of the $400 at the end of the month. In country B, a teacher may earn the same $400 at the end of the month. But the teacher in country B, based on the economic circumstances of his country, will be able to live a more decent life than will be able to afford and live a more decent life, able to afford his basic necessities compared to the teacher that receives the same salary in country A. I'm not going to look at the purchasing power of this. I'm just going to look at the nominal figures. I wouldn't delve into the economic circumstances and how much the salaries they take can buy. Good. So those are the assumptions or the presumptions along which I am going to proceed or do my presentation. Excuse me. If you want further information about this, you can visit worldsalary.com, and you are going to have these pieces of information. I have painstakingly done these comparisons. Over there, you just have the raw figures, but over here I have painstakingly done the averages and done the comparisons as well, so that you can better appreciate it. So worldsalary.com, you can also get similar information from Salary Explorer, or better still, you can get it at glassdoor.co.uk. These platforms will provide you further information about what I am going to give you. So within the African sub-region, I am going to concentrate today on West Africa. on West Africa. I'm going to do this in series. So I'm going to take the regions one after the other, all the 5 regions, East, West, North, South, and Central. I'm going to take them one after the other. When I have done that, I'm going to look at the salary range. After I'm done with that, I am also going to look at how or where your country places within the African sub-region. So it promises to be a comprehensive one. But today I am specifically going to dwell on just West Africa, the salaries your teacher takes home. If you are in West Africa, how much does the teacher that taught you or teaches you in the secondary school takes home? I think this is important, and it is important for information purposes, especially as we live within a global village. It is important that you know what pertains elsewhere. Good. So per month, the best paid country in terms of teacher remuneration or teacher salary is Togo within the African sub-region. Would you believe that? It is Togo, yes. In Togo, a teacher is paid, remember I am dealing with the averages. So a teacher is paid, there's a range. So I settle, within the lowest and the highest salary. So I look at the salary midway. So it is Togo. Togo takes $757 per month. So if you're a teacher in Togo and you're in the secondary school and you have taught between 10 to 15 years, you are expected to take home $757. The second country with the highest teacher salary at the end of the month, with the highest teacher salary is La Côte d'Ivoire. Teachers in La Côte d'Ivoire take home $652 at the end of the month. The third country in terms of better teacher salary or teacher remuneration is Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso teachers in the secondary school having taught for between 10 to 15 years take home $521. The next one is Benin. That is the fourth. So the fourth country in terms of better salaries, teacher salary in Africa is Benin, $480 at the end of the month. The next country, that is the fifth in terms of better teacher salary, is the sixth is Senegal. Of course, the fifth is Mali, $460. The sixth is Senegal, $450. The seventh is Niger, $449 at the end of the month. And then the next one is Guinea-Bissau. Teachers in Guinea-Bissau take home $440 at the end of the month. And then the ninth best country in terms of teacher remuneration is Mauritania. Teachers in Mauritania take home $403, an average of $403 at the end of the month. Good. The next one, the 10th best country in terms of teacher salary in West Africa sub-region is Cape Verde. Yes. So in Cape Verde, teachers take home $320 at the end of the month. And then 11th is Ghana. If you are in Ghana and you have taught between 10 to 15 years, you expect to take home 3,860 Ghana cedis, between 3,860 Ghana cedis and 4,387 Ghana cedis. If you strike the average, if you want the midway, then you are talking about $300. So that is how much teachers in Ghana take home at the end of the month if they have taught in the secondary school between 10 to 15 years. So Ghana is 11th within the within the West African sub-region. The 12th best country in terms of teacher remuneration or teacher salary is Nigeria. If you are in Nigeria and you've taught between 10 to 15 years, then you are talking about taking home $293 at the end of the month. The 13th is the Gambia. If you're a teacher in the Gambia, you expect to take home $248 at the end of the month. So that is how much Gambian teachers are paid if you have taught in the senior high school or secondary school for between 10 to 15 years. That is the average you receive. The last but one, that is the 14th, the penultimate within the within the West African sub-region. In terms of salary, teacher salary or teacher remuneration is Liberia, that takes home $200. So if you're a teacher in Liberia, at the end of the month, you're expected to take home $200. And then finally, the poorest in terms of teacher remuneration within the West African sub-region is Sierra Leone. If you're a teacher in Sierra Leone, you expect to take home $186. So this is how, or this is where your country places if we are talking about teacher remuneration within the West African sub-region. West Africa has 15 countries, and I've exhausted all. But let me make an observation. I made an observation that countries, the Francophone countries, Togo, that is the French-speaking countries. You talk of Togo, La Côte d'Ivoire, Burkina Faso, and others. They tend to pay better than their counterparts in the English-speaking countries. I was tempted to think that it is because of the common currency, the XOF they use, that must have contributed to the relatively impressive remuneration or teacher salaries given their teachers. And so that is basically about the ranking of countries in terms of ranking of countries in the West African sub-region in terms of teacher remuneration. I'm going to see you. And I promise to do same within the other sub-regions within the African continent. And when I'm done with that, I'm going to do a comprehensive comparison, a region by region comparison. See you in my next video. Bye.